This is the High Density Espalier Gardener, and this is just a short video to show how I start my seedlings that I'm going to be planting in my garden. And these are not fruit trees or things like that, but in order to best utilize the space, I have my trees planted, and then in unused areas, and I'll show you in just a minute, I plant vegetables and other kinds of things. So um, here, when I buy the trees, they come in these little, probably 1.5 gallon or 2 gallon plastic buckets, and I saved these. At the beginning I used to throw them all away, but now I save them because I use them for different things like this. So for example, I have here a mixture, and it's the same mix in all of them, where I get dirt from where I'm going to be planting. For example, here I use some of the dirt because I want the seedlings to grow up in it, so it won't be a shock when I transfer them to where they're going to end up. I use some of that dirt, and I mix in some of this garden soil. You notice it says for trees, shrubs, and roses. They also have garden soil for like vegetables and things like that, but because I'm mixing it with my local dirt, it doesn't matter. It just loosens up the dirt. That's all I'm really going for. And then here I use chicken manure basically on everything. All of the trees, all of the plants, everything gets this chicken manure. And in addition to that, I'll use other specific kinds of fertilizer, the granules that would be appropriate for whatever the tree happens to be. Anyway, I mixed all of those things together, the dirt, the garden soil, and the chicken poop. And the garden soil and dirt is a 1-to-1, and then I just mix some chicken manure in to make sure it gets nice fertilization. And here, in these little plastic tray thing, I planted 4 white corn seeds in each little like plastic pot. So when they come up, it should be like this. I'll pop it out, break them in fours, and then plant each little seedling. So I should have 40 little white corn plants come out of this. Planted them a couple of days ago, so next week the little seedlings should come out and I should be able to transplant them or plant them. Here in these 3 buckets I have planted probably another 40 of each. I have planted pinto beans. I planted different kinds of cucumbers, and I just mixed them all together because the cucumbers are all going in the same area. And I planted butternut squash. Okay, so to show you what I'm talking about as far as utilizing the space, I had put up a little chicken wire fence using some small metal posts to keep out my dogs. They love to go in, and then they dig close to the roots of the trees, and I was really unhappy when they did that once, so I put up this little fence, but it's too low, and there's still one of the dogs that is tall enough to jump in there. So I'm replacing all of it, and I'm putting up a 4-foot fence with higher posts This is the same kind of posts that I use for my trees, where I espalier the trees, except those are 8 foot and these are much shorter. I think these are 4 foot, 5 foot posts. Then I drive them into the ground, and then I'm putting up this same kind of material that I use for the trellises, like the blackberry trellis back there, or the trellis I'm using for my kiwi here, and same type of stuff that I use for my watermelons and cantaloupes. Anyway, I'm putting up this new fence here, and it's going to go all around the yard. I've started here, and it goes down quite a ways. I'm going to make sure that I have one post every 5 feet. So right now it's 10, just so I can set it up. I'll drive another post in here, and then it'll be every 5 feet. Well, this space here on the inside, where this is going to come out, about 2.5 feet from my trees, all of this space in here I've decided to go ahead and use. So I'm going to get rid of this grass here, and I'm going to plant beans and cucumbers and string beans and probably peas all along the fence. It'll go all the way across. You can see I've already put the posts in here. I'm not going to do it, I don't think, here where my grapes are, even though I have posts up for it. But I'll probably start right here where the figs are, and then go that way along the yard, and then that way along the back of the yard. But it's a lot of space where I can just grow stuff. So this new fence, the old fence here, the old fence will come out, and then right here all along the new fence on this side of it, I can have essentially a whole other garden use area. So I will have quite a lot of the cherries are really flowering now. Anyway, quite a lot of area where I can plant things that grow on vines. It'll come all the way across, and then all the way against the back, I mean on the other side of the yard. But this way I fully utilize all of my gardening space. If you have any questions or comments, please post them and I'll answer them as soon as I can.